Hey everyone. I'm so happy to be here again in my bedroom. I tried to give a different view. This is just the quietest place at home now with both of my sons and my dog home. So anyways, I just wanted to say hello and I love you guys. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. And if you feel like you're not doing well and you feel like life's really kicking you in the butt and you don't really know which way you're going or which way to turn or to go, you're right on track. You're right where you're supposed to be. There's nothing wrong. Everything is right with where you are. And I know that that sounds weird when we're wanting that guidance, we're wanting that confirmation of, let me just feel safe. Let me just feel like I know what to look forward to. So again, when we are going through these unknown times, this is where we thrive, because we thrive in the unknown. The predictable comes from our past, and we can base our lives off of the past and say, oh, well, based off of this, I know, this is pretty much going to happen. I'm going to have this many people and this many, and this many hours, or I'm going to go travel here. It's going to take this much distance or time, and we live predictable lives, which is fine, which is great, but we're not in that predictableness any longer. The new norm, I'll say it over and over, is the unknown. And this video is specifically in honor of our spirit guides, our guardian angels, our benevolent loved ones, these beautiful divine beings that are with us, serving us, our galactic family, the ascended masters that are with us, serving us, loving us. This is in honor of them and in honor of you utilizing these beautiful beings that came with you, that are part of your experience and journey to help you when you feel this way. And they're always here. I mean, when I first was introduced to my guides and my angels, this was almost 19 years. It was when I had my spiritual awakening. And angels were one of the very first beautiful beings that were really introduced. And they were just so precious and important to me. It was like, oh my gosh, it was almost like I remembered. I did remember, but I didn't know they were there. And then when I did, and I realized and I remembered, it was just this most beautiful love affair that I had with them. And my relationship with them became just as important as any other relationship that I have on this earth. And the relationship that we have with our guides and with our angels, and I'll talk about each one a little bit, but the relationship that we have with them is precious. And they don't need us to know that we're here, because they're just doing what they said they would come here to do. And we have free will. And so we can choose to ask for help, or choose to ask for guidance, or choose to say, hey, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for talking to me, for guiding me, for loving me. Thank you for showing me the path. Thank you for illuminating the path, even though I didn't take that path. I took the long, bumpy, windy one, but you still loved me and were there with me the whole way. So it's a relationship that you want to have that's not just one-ended, where you're always constantly just ask. I mean, and if you do that, there's no judgment there. But what I'm telling you is, when you honor them and love them and appreciate them and thank them throughout your days, throughout your life, you have this beautiful connection, this beautiful bond that is magnificent, and it's cherished. And they can come in, they are equipped. They know what the blueprint of our life is. And they know all of the different opportunities and all the different paths that we could take. They're aware of it before we come here. They agreed to be with us. They agreed to be with us through the journey. Some of them are going to pop in at different times of our life, and some are going to help us through different times. You might have more guides and benevolent beings working with you, because you're benevolent. You are angelic. You are beautiful and infinite and multidimensional. So are they. We're all family. But there's times where we need them maybe more than others, or they're paying attention to us all the time, when we're sleeping, when we're awake. They know what we're thinking. They know what we're about to do. They know what's coming up a lot of times. And so what better team and family to have around you than those that are unconditionally loving you? Even our closest family and our closest friends, who we cherish and adore. And I am blessed to be surrounded by beautiful people. Beautiful people. Even at times it's hard for them to be there for us and to support us and love us, just like it's hard for us to be there for ourselves and for our family and friends. Because when we're going through something, our ego and our emotions get all tangled up into things, and it makes it hard for us to show up fully, completely, unconditionally. And it just is what it is. It's part of us being human and coming here and having that experience. And so our guides don't have that. They don't have that problem, those issues. They don't have an ego. They're not here. They don't have an agenda except to keep us on our path of our greatest good, what they agreed to be, while we're here being what we came here to be, or not. If we choose and we go down a path that wasn't really maybe what we were planning on, again, there's so many different options, but they love us no matter what. We don't always love our loved ones and support them no matter what their choices are. So again, we do on a soul level, of course, but our guides are our soul family. They are our beloved soul tribe, you want to call them, that have our greatest good always in the forefront. So with that being said, we have spirit guides. Spirit guides most likely are human. Most of them have had at least one life, so they know what it's like to be a human. They know the challenges. They know what it's like to have the full range of emotions, to be exposed to polarity, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the rich, the poor, the happy, the sad. They know what it's like, so they can have this deep compassion for us. And they know what it's like to be hungry or to be scared, and they know what it's like to die, to experience that. But the wisdom that they have in knowing, what death is, they also realize that it's not as scary as a human thinks it is. So they're really there for us during every aspect of our life. And so our spirit guides, a lot of times, they could be an ancestor. They could be a relative that you have. They could be someone that comes in. They have many different, they come from every culture. They come from every time era, and it's really fun and really cool to tap in to them and ask them. And it's easy. It's super easy. I was working with one of my amazing clients a couple of months ago. God, I love her. And I said, let's find out who your spirit guide is. She says, I really want to, but I don't think I can. And I said, yes, you can. You are an intuitive being. You are spiritual. They are spiritual. It's so easy for us to communicate because we think that we need someone to do it for us. Sometimes we do because we get emotionally attached, but you don't. So anyways, I said, close your eyes. And we're going to ask, so I just said a couple things, and let's just do it right now if you want to. And some of you that might already know who your spirit guide is, maybe you'll ask again and see some new ones, because I guarantee you've got a few extra with everything that we're experiencing, because we're experiencing some amazing, amazing spiritual, awesome expansions and awakenings. So just close your eyes. And I like to imagine your mind is just this whiteboard, and just erase it. Erase everything from it. Just take a couple breaths, breathe in your nose, and breathe out of your mouth. One more time, breathe in, and breathe out. I'm calling forth the presence of my beautiful spirit guides, and I would really love to connect with you and get to know you better on a more personal level. I know that you're with me, and you always have been, and I thank you for your service. I thank you for your love and your unconditional guidance and support. Thank you for always encouraging me and being with me. At this time, I am going to ask for your name. Now, for many of you, you can keep your eyes closed if you want. You're going to get a name. Most of you are going to get a name. Do not second guess the name. It might be a bizarre name you've never heard before, or it might be Sally, or it might be Jim, or it might be like, funky names, Jackson or Igor, or, my spirit guide's name is Teresa. The one that I'm very close to, her name is Teresa, but I couldn't get her name in the beginning when I first connected with her, so I called her Duchess. Because to me, Duchess means royal, Duchess means special, and I knew she was a female. I could see her from the neck down in a meditation, and I loved her. As soon as I saw her feet and her body, I started bawling, and it was in a meditation that I was doing, because I instantly connected, and I loved her so much, and I knew her and remembered her, but I didn't know from where, if that makes sense. Like when you meditate and you connect like with a past life, if you connect with a mother that you had in a past life, I did that one time, and I just burst into tears because the love that I had for her was so instantaneous. And I mean, imagine how much it makes me want to cry. Imagine how much we love our mothers that we have now. And imagine, you know, thinking we've only had one. But then you go back and I did a past life regression years ago with Bill Trivet. But imagine when you don't realize and you go back into a past life and there's your mom washing dishes at a sink in a little tiny cabin, and I mean, she looks nothing like my mom in this lifetime because she's not her, but oh my God, I just burst into tears and I ran to her. So anyways, the love that we have is so powerful and connected. So don't be surprised if you do cry when you meet your spirit guide. So when you ask for the name, get the name. And if you didn't get a name, it's okay. Give them one, like I did. I chose Duchess because that meant royalty to me, and it meant the name that's just like super special. It wasn't until probably 15 years later during an energy healing treatment that I was giving a client, I heard her say, "Hello, it is me. My name is Teresa, but you call me Duchess." And I was giving a session, because a lot of times, those of you who are energy healing practitioners or intuitives, or, you know, and you're working with people and you're working through your intuition and you're connecting on such a high soul level, you'll get messages too. And so I was like, oh my God, it's you, Duchess, Teresa. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you. And so I go back and forth. I still call her Teresa or Duchess. I call her both. But anyways, get the name and then take it another step further. Close your eyes. Sorry, that was a really long time for someone to close their eyes. Sorry. So you can ask, the next thing is, you know, what do you look like? And maybe you'll see their face. Maybe you'll see their clothes. You'll see, you know, what color of hair they have. It's really cool to take that all in. You can write it down if you want to. And then you can ask them, what time era are they from? Ask them what culture they come from. Get to know them. It's really cool. So about a month and a half, 2 months ago, well, it's probably been 3 months ago, but I was connecting again in the morning. I love to, you know, just meditate, just connect with my soul family, and then I just asked for messages. She came through, and she said, Teresa did, Duchess. She said, Heidi, my name is Teresa, and we were actually sisters. And it was in, like, I have it all written down. It was like 1737, and I was your older sister. I was 17, and I died of influenza. And you were younger than I was, and we were extremely close, and you were devastated, and I promised you when I was dying that I would never leave you. She said, I've been your spirit guide ever since. And I was like, oh God. I love her. It makes me want to cry. Easy these days. And she told me all of this information. And I heard her speaking, and I said, are you English? She said, yes, English Dutch. So I wrote that down, and she told me the things that we love to do together, and she talked about cricket, women playing cricket, and all of these things that I really didn't know. And so I looked up, I Googled all of the history that she gave me, and people were dying of influenza at that time. Women were just starting to come out and compete and play cricket, and everything that she gave me, the town, the area that we were from, and everything, all was legit. So it's just fun. Not that I didn't believe her, because I would have believed her even if I didn't look it up, but it's fun. And then sometimes they will tell you how you die. I've had clients before, again, they ask me, will you tell me about my past lives? I said, well, why don't you tell yourself? Let's go through it and do it together. And one of them found out how she had died. And, you know, and one of her brothers was still with her, following her everywhere in this lifetime, and this happened in the 1700s. So it's very fun and it's interesting. It's exciting to know. And if you don't know, again, give them a name. If you don't get the clarity or the insight, you know, that's something that I can help you with too, because usually it's pretty easy for me to get to connect with someone's guides and their guardian angels. So those are our spirit guides. And again, our loved ones can be that too. So our loved ones, if once they've transitioned, of course they're going to want to guide us and love us and nurture us. They get to see the big picture. They aren't stuck in this human world. They fulfilled the contract that they agreed to fulfill. Most likely they were who they said they were going to be, so we could be who we came here to be. And so they get to continue to love and support us, just like we would and will when we transition. You know, there's no death. We're going to transition and say, oh my God, I love my daughter so much. I love my grandchildren so much. I'm going to help them. Grandma's here. I love you. Nana is what my sweet grandbabies call, my sweet grandson Levi calls me, is Nana. So imagine how much we would want to be there. Oh, over here, honey, no. You know, and it's like, oh my gosh, don't go that way. It'll be so much harder. I mean, the love. Okay, so spirit guides. I think I pretty much cleared that up. Guardian angels. We have at least one guardian angel. And we could have many spirit guides as well. So ask. I worked with this beautiful, beautiful 9-year-old who has an ancient soul, and she had 4. Well, how many guides? 2 or 3 guides, and then I think she found 3 angels, and 1 was a fairy. It was really cool. So, and it was simple. She closed her eyes and she was like, mm-hmm. I'm like, are you finished? She's like, mm-hmm. And she had like all of them. I mean, children are so magnificently equipped and so intuitive. They're so amazing and magnificent in their own benevolence and divinity. So you want to know something? Ask a kid. So anyways, so guardian angels. We have at least one guardian angel. Most of us have more than that. And in meditations, again, you can close your eyes and you can ask, hello. Okay, we'll do it together. At this time, I call forth the presence of my beautiful guardian angels. I love you so much, and I thank you. I thank you for everything that you have done for me from the beginning, the first breath, and I know that you will be with me until my last. And I thank you for your servitude. I thank you for your love, your dedication, your devotion. Thank you for working so closely with my guides and so closely with my galactic family and so closely with all of the benevolent beings who have come here to help me in this lifetime and for the greatest good of all. At this time, I would love to get to know you better. Will you please share your name with me? Somebody's guardian angel's name's Gus out there. I heard it instantly, and he's a big guy, and he kind of reminds me of my Gary, or Archangel Michael, but he's a bigger guy, and he looks big, and he's got some armor that he wears, and his name is Gus. So one of you, somebody who is going to watch this, because this is a recording, but someone who's going to watch this, Gus is your guy. And you can ask what they look like, what color of hair do they have, what color of eyes do they have, what color of skin do they have, what color of wings do they have. That's fun too, is to get the different colors. So I met Anna. She was my first guardian angel, and this was all the way back when I was going to school. I met Anna, and then also while I was at school, I met Gary. Gary was so phenomenal in helping me to bring all of the parts that had fragmented in me during my life. We were specifically working on this when I was going to spiritual healing school. He helped to bring those parts back and to integrate them back into my being, and that was super amazing. And then I have Gina, and I have Joshua and Jeremiah. And they're all angels that I have gotten to know through meditations, through healing. You know, when you're healing and you're going through, when you're intentionally diving into the trenches of your being, very intentionally to clear it all out, it can be very uncomfortable, and it can be excruciating. Your guides and angels can't do the work for you, but oh man, can they love you? Can they help you? If you're doing the work, they absolutely will assist you. They will be there, they will help you, and they're keeping you safe. Now again, we choose accidents to happen in our life, and I know that sounds crazy. Why would we do that? We do it for growth. We do it to learn something. You would be blown away if you knew the things that we put in our charts so that we could evolve and grow. The soul has no judgment. The soul knows when we're planning all this, we know that we're infinite and eternal, and we know that our human lifetime is so short. And we know that nothing that happens on the human level is going to touch the soul. So we know that these are just fantastic, amazing opportunities for us to grow and to evolve. through all kinds of challenges, all kinds of polarities. Again, it's going to get much easier going into the 5th dimension. Yeah! Because some of those lessons and some of the things that we put into our blueprint are extremely challenging. I can't tell you how many times I've said, seriously? Like, why would I freaking put myself through this? This is not fun at all. And your guides and angels, if they know that you are on a very fine line, they can go and have your blueprint changed as well. They can go to the council. That's a whole nother video. But they can ask to have your blueprint altered for your greatest good and the greatest good of all. So they're so powerful and beautiful. Our guardian angels are here to keep us safe when we're supposed to be safe. They're here to keep us from those cars. You know, I'm sure many of you can think of times where you're like, I should be dead. That car should have hit me, or I should have fallen and broken my back and I was unscathed, or I had a couple scratches. Or, I mean, think of all the opportunities in our life that we were saved when we could have been smushed like a poor little ant or something. Please don't step on ants, because they are doing their job and they are awesome. Anyways, they're here to love us. So don't, if you get hurt or if you get an offender bender or if something happens or your loved ones, don't blame your guardian angels, because they can only help out where they are supposed to keep you safe when you have chosen to be safe. And also, we have free will. They cannot oppose against your free will. Can't oppose against your free will. Can't do it. Okay? So they're not going to. Again, you have to choose what's best for you. You have to make the choices. So guardian angels, you can ask and connect with them. They are beautiful, magnificent. Most guardian angels don't have a life. They are benevolent beings. They are just pure servitude. They are magnificent. They're loving. They're powerful. They work with our spirit guides. They work with all of our guides. They're always loving us and protecting us and working with us, okay? So just know that they're with you. And if you don't know their name, give them names. Give them names. They don't care. Give them cool names if you're going to give them a name. So then we have our galactic family, which I can't say that I didn't know, because I did. And when I look back on, when I reflect on the many different avenues of my spirituality, waking up and all of that, I do remember having memories and contact in my dreams and things with them, and I was never afraid. I wasn't scared. I knew that they were part of us. They love us. They're with us. And so there are these beautiful multi-dimensional beings that come from all different. There's so many universes. There's so many galaxies, and I promise you, they're all part of our family. We all come from all these beautiful places. We don't just come to Mother Earth. We don't. And if this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. You don't have to connect with your galactic family. But our family, the reason for this video is they are waiting. Our families, our soul families, our tribal families, whatever you want to call them, our soul peeps, are waiting for us to say, hey, are you there? Hey, I love you. Hey, let's work together. Let's start connecting. They can give you energy treatments. They can align you. They can pour energy into your being and purify you. You've got to be on board. You've got to be willing to do the work. They will not do your work for you. But if you are doing it, yes, they will assist you. Yes, they will hook you up. I have done things and like surrendered and gone deep into fear. Oh my gosh, one time I was going into fear and I was on my bed. That was the only place that I had at the time, and I was intentionally going in to release fear and, oh, what was it? Something else. And I remember I was laying there on the bed and I'm like, I called my angels and my guides, and I could feel like this warm blanket just cover me, and it feels amazing. Sometimes you'll feel tingling. You might feel it on the top of your head. You literally might feel someone putting their hand on your shoulder. You might feel a kiss on your cheek or on your forehead. You might feel like they're holding your hand. You might just feel them blanket you. And if you don't feel anything at all, it doesn't mean that they're not there. They are always there. The boys are in the kitchen. So anyways, what was I saying? I got sidetracked. They're always with us. They're there loving us. Oh, so our guides and angels can help us. And I was asking them, I said, can you please take this fear away from me? Please, can you take it and remove it? And they said, We cannot do it for you. We love you. We're here with you. We are holding you, supporting you, loving you while you do it. And I was like, okay, it made it so much easier just knowing that they were there, because we're never alone. Not even when you're in the bathroom. Just kidding. I'm a smart aleck. So they're like, really? No, they're not, because what if they fell and they weren't supposed to? We're going to help them. They have great senses of humor too. Like, really, they do. Okay, so they can hook you up. You can ask them, open your seventh chakra. It's an energy center that's up here, okay? Open this chakra and open your root chakra. Your root chakra is the first energy center. It's right between your legs. It's right at the base of your tailbone. And that's the one that connects you most to the earth, to really ground you and into the earth. And you're more connected to the primal part, the human part. And this energy center is more connected to like our spiritual aspect. So if you open your seventh chakra, open your root chakra, you don't have to know anything about them. Or you can say energy centers if you don't want to say chakra. That lady Heidi said, I'm going to open the seventh one and my first one. My beautiful guides, please surround me. Surround me. You might see Jesus. You might see the Blessed Mother Mary. You might see Kuan Yin. You might see, oh my goodness, Saint Germain. You might see, there's so many. And I don't want, there's so many beautiful ascended masters. You might see an ascended master right there. You might see these beautiful galactic beings. You might see these beautiful angels. I call in the archangels, Michael, Ariel, Uriel, Raphael, and Metatron. They're my dream team. I have worked with those angels for many, many, many years in my workshops, in my classes, with my sessions, one-on-one with my clients. So again, you can call on anyone you want. You can call on yours and 500,000 more. It's up to you. They will show up. Because that is how important and special and amazing you are. That is how benevolent you are. You are just as benevolent as they are. They love you. They just know that when we come here and we become human, that we have a veil and we forget. But we're waking up, people. We're waking up. That's what's so cool. Is we get to be humans. We get to experience this amazing world, this amazing planet. We get to experience looking differently, and we get to experience feeling differently and having our own thoughts and our own beliefs and our own free will to choose. And we get to have our own individual, authentic uniqueness. And we're benevolent, magnificent beings who are super psychic, super intuitive, super gifted. I mean, we haven't even begun to realize how gifted we are, but we will. And our guides and angels can help us do that. So don't think that your guides and angels are all these magnificent, mighty beings, and you're not, because that's not true. You are just as magnificent as they are. But they know. I mean, imagine if you knew your friend had amnesia and didn't remember, and you wanted them to remember who they were, but they couldn't. And so when they couldn't, they didn't have the power that they used to. They didn't have the abilities they used to, and you did. Of course you're going to help them. As long as they're on board and they're doing the work and helping themselves, of course you're going to help them. See how connected we all are? So you can ask them, surround me, connect me, or surround me and connect with me, beautiful beings. And please just fill me up, pour your beautiful, amazing light in through my crown chakra, and it's gonna move in through every single energy center. It's gonna emanate and pour their beautiful light. And high vibrational frequencies, we're talking high vibrational frequencies, are going to vibrate and cleanse and purify and align your entire being. And just sit there and breathe and just enjoy it with such gratitude and appreciation. You might have all kinds of sensations that you feel, and you might not feel anything at all. But please know that they are definitely doing it. You can ask them if you're doing a lot of forgiveness work. Surround me, please. I'm working on forgiveness, which they already know, but it's cool to talk to them. And you can talk to them in your head. You don't have to talk to them out loud. So you're never are in a place where you can't talk to them. So say that you're with a bunch of people and you're scared, or you're with a bunch of people and you're wanting, something's coming up. Talk to them here. They can hear you, of course. They're telepathic. Awesomeness, so are you. So again, you can call on them. You can ask them if you're working on forgiveness and you're feeling it moving up in your body. You can ask them to help to move it through. Surround me and support me, and to help me with my forgiveness. Help me to be strong. Help me, and just ask for their extra energetic vibrational love and light to be pouring in you while you're doing it. Of course they will. Would you turn anyone down that needed your help? That was forgiving, letting go, clearing, purifying for the greatest good of all? No. I mean, if you do, you do. You wouldn't, then fine. Fuck you. I'm kidding. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. It's on 30 minutes. Your galactic beings, call on them. They are, some of them look just like us. Some of them look like you would think an alien would look. I saw some really cool ones, and they were so precious. They were so, I say precious, but they're so, so intelligent and amazing. And oh my gosh, they're so amazing. But I could see them in my third eye, and they were watching me. And it was so clear, and they had the big eyes and the little head, the big head and the big eyes, and they were looking at me, but I felt so loved. They're not going to harm you. They're here to love us and help us. So when you connect to them, if you choose to as well, you might as well, unless you're afraid or you don't believe in them. It's okay. They are benevolent. They are benevolent and beautiful. And one more thing, if for some reason you have a little bit of fear or a lot of fear about connecting with guides, maybe you've never done it before, you can say, beautiful, benevolent beings, my guides, my guardian angels, archangels, and my galactic family, for the greatest good of all, I call forth your presence. You can throw, you can throw in that little for the greatest good of all, or for the highest good of all, or with the purest of intent of all. You can do that. Because when you're connecting on that level, and there's all kinds of things, there's all kinds of energies around, but when you're connecting on that level, you're purifying it. If it makes you feel better, do it. They're not going to go, oh, great. And then one more thing, you can ask them for signs. Ask your guardian angels to leave you signs. Ask your guides to give you signs, but you have to be open-minded and willing to pay attention. There's going to be synchronicities everywhere, and you can set an intention. I intend to connect with my guides and angels in the physical, obviously in the spiritual, and I intend to find signs and their ways of communicating with me everywhere. Now, don't tell them how. Don't say, I want you to leave me this and I want you to leave me that. That's not the way it works, even with your loved ones. Jason, Skylar and Landon's dad, my children's father, my ex-husband, he's been leaving dimes, and his dad, Wally, for almost 19 years now. I just found 2 yesterday in the most peculiar places. So let them show you. It might be feathers, butterflies, it could be coins, it could be rocks, it could be feathers. Oh, maybe I said that. It could be, you name it, anything. If you pick something up and you think of them, that's from them. Birds will act funny and weird or swoop through. There's so many signs. If you're talking and meditating and connecting to your spiritual family and all of a sudden a huge bird, I had a white heron. I was loving myself. I was on a walk and I was just loving my highest, most benevolent, beautiful self, and Heidi. I was loving all of me. And right when I did that, this huge heron came flying up out of the water. It was white. I've never seen a white one like that. And it came up and it flew around and it came right over the top of me and it flew over and I was like, whoa. That was a sign. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You have guides. You have angels. You have loved ones. They love you. They're with you. Always loving you. Always supporting you. And so use this opportunity to really get to know them, tap in with them. Oh, my ears. Tap in, connect with them, and you won't regret it. You will not regret it. So I love you all so much. I honor you. I appreciate you. And everywhere that you are, right where you are on your journey, please remember that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. I will talk to you soon. I love you. Bye.